35192 to send a text. AlanCoxShow.com. Want to watch live? Do it there. Thank you again to Biscuits John Donson for helping out today in the video department. Appreciate it very much. 8-2 is your final score. The Chicago White Sox over the Cleveland Guardians. Right around the corner. They demand a recount. There at the Guardians front office. Of course it happens. When a superior team comes into town, nothing you can do about it except do your level best. Actually, the Guardians are better than the White Sox.
Yes.
But I got to be a homer. So the Guardians will play again tomorrow night. They got a big run against the Twins here at home. They'll play them 5 times between Friday and Monday. So if you're a displaced Minnesota Twins fan here in Northeast Ohio, you have lots of options this weekend. But tomorrow night, 7:10 is your first pitch. I keep thinking today is Friday, and I don't know why. Maybe it's wishful thinking. But I shouldn't do that. No. Never wish for time to go more quickly. I hear that, kids?
Yeah, because I got some stuff planned later this year I'm pretty excited about, and I'm wanted to hurry up and happen. But then you go, nah.
No, it will happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
No rush.
That's right.
Just take your time.
I got a text from Dave iHeartMedia, by the way. He said if it wasn't for all my employees, WMMS would be a great place to work. Dave, if you weren't our boss, I would.
Dave, if you could name
hurl
one
expletives.
of your employees.
I would hurl expletives at you. Yeah. No, I've never met the upper management of this company. I know there are other people here who have them on speed dial, in fact. But I've never met those people. I just keep my head down and do the show. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio, by the way, from out of state particularly, tell me where you do it. I heard from Barron, who lives in Scroggins, Texas. You ever heard of Scroggins, Texas?
Everybody's heard of Scroggins, Texas.
Boy, I must be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard of Scroggins.
You must be. That's why you're dumb. Because you never heard of Scroggins,
I never heard of Scroggins, Texas. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's about halfway between Dallas and Shreveport. But I heard from Barron, and he said, hey, I saw on Reddit that I can get a bumper sticker from you. And I said, yes. I send out Alan Cox Show stickers all the time. People email me for them, and I sent out another batch this morning. A lot of them to bureau chiefs, but a lot of them here in Ohio, too. But imagine somebody put that on Reddit. That's actually helpful information.
Right, usually.
I've never seen any. I don't go to our Reddit page because you'll die a slow, painful death. But that's actually helpful information. Somebody took a second to. So, yes, of course, I'll send that out to Barron in Scroggins, Texas, and anybody else who wants one. Bob is our bureau chief in Astoria, Oregon. Ryan's up the road there in Seattle. Caitlin is one of our bureau chiefs in Pittsburgh. Joey lives in Dundee, Michigan. Every time we come back from my in-laws' house up in Michigan, we'll go through, when you're on 23 South, you'll go through Dundee, Michigan. There's a big Cabela's water tower there. Just as you're not far from getting into Ohio from Dundee, Michigan. And the joke in our car is that my daughter wants to open a shop called Dundee's Undies. And so it just sells underwear. And so every time we go past the water tower, we go, there it is. There's Dundee. So Joey is our bureau chief up in Dundee. And so we have all the people who listen on the app, thank you. And I appreciate it. Alan, we haven't heard Bill suggest a way to improve our lives in some time. You know, once in a while when the mood strikes, somebody will ask, Bill does a segment called Do Better. And it's a way for you, if you're paying close attention, to really be assisted in your own day-to-day life with some valuable advice. And I know these kind of come out of thin air, but I also know that from time to time you've been ruminating on some things.
Yeah.
This person wants to know if you have a do better
I do have a do better.
You do have a do better.
I've got to do better.
All right.
We could do better.
Do better with Bill Squire.
As I announced earlier in the show, a friend of mine and a guy that started doing comedy here in Cleveland, Marcelo Hernandez, is now a cast member on Saturday Night Live. And I have put together a lot of the shows that he performed on where he honed his craft. And my message isn't to Marcelo. He's done better. It's to all these other people that have, the hundreds of performers that have been on my shows over the past 10 years.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7.
Sorry. I don't know
Do better,
why.
Alan.
Do better, Alan.
I don't know
You're
why.
part of the problem.
Oh, God.
All these hundreds of people that have been on my shows, and where have they gone? Maybe they moved to Chicago. Maybe they moved to New York or LA. Some of them have gone on to bigger things. We have Marcelo. We have Jasmine, who was in a Super Bowl commercial. She's very popular. But most of them have done nothing. You don't think I put these shows together because I want to help the Cleveland comedy community. I'm trying to grab some coattails. And I am just grasping at straws because Marcelo, he's going to be swallowed up by the machine. He's too cute and too adorable. If someone's going to grab him up, the coattails are going to be full. So I need all these Cleveland comedians to step up their game and do better so that I can get a nice, cushy writing gig or consultation gig and start making some real money. All right? So if you're a Cleveland comedian or you ever wanted to be a Cleveland comedian or just wanted to try out comedy and you do it on one of my shows, know that I got high expectations for you because I ain't doing it.
Right.
So do better.
All right. There you go.
We
He's
could do
got a-
better.
Do better with Bill Squire.
Bill's looking for a meal ticket, man.
That's right.
Make no
I'm not trying to make my own way anymore. I'm too old. I've done
Make
enough.
no mistake. He's put in his time. It's time for you to do something for
I
him
want
now.
to coast.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
I'll
I
come
just
back and
want
do.
to coast.
He'll probably come back and do your Bill Squire show.
Who's that? Marcelo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Marcelo will take care of me. Like I'm
He
just,
said, "Oh, he'll take care of me."
me and Marcelo are boys. Like I just saw him a couple months ago. Like we're like, but I'm also not going to ask him to do anything. The only thing I really want to do is go see a taping of SNL.
Does he have
Right.
a
Like
girlfriend?
that's all I'm going to do. I don't know.
Okay.
And
But
for,
I also-
and for the first year or so, I mean, let's assume he's not just a one. They sign these people now, I think, to
Yeah.
he's going to have no influence whatsoever for like the first 2 seasons.
Not if he's getting great suggestions from Bill Squire.
On how to do better.
Marcelo Hilton, come on.
There you go.
No, I'm very excited for him, but
No, when
I am disappointed in all the rest of the Cleveland comedians. Just so you know.
Mhm. That's right.
When you go to a taping at SNL, I want to go to iHeartMedia, New York City.
Oh, you're going on the trip with me? We're going a little.
We can do this.
Yeah.
I've never been to New York City, so I'll be the one walking around like Carrie from Sex and the City, like oh
He's
my
like
God.
that girl. He's spinning a parasol,
You know?
looking up at the high, tall
Yeah.
buildings.
I have a couple bags that have nothing in them. There's just weights, just so it looks like I've been shopping all day.
Wait, that's how he's gonna get
Getting
his
the bags out of the dumpster.
physique.
bro.
Yep.
Wow,
Uh-huh.
New York City, and then I could go see.
Why do
like,
they look so heavy in the middle? And he's dragging them up and down the street.
I could go,
Well, he did a lot of shopping.
I'll go to Elvis Duran and the Breakfast Club. It's all radio camaraderie, right? I got some friends up there.
Sure. Walk in there and go, hey, I work for iHeartMedia too.
Get
And
out.
Roust you out of there. Get the hell out of here.
Like, does this board connect to WMMS Studio 2?
Right. Yeah, the new Bill Squire show. He's got the lovely Samantha Roberts from
Oh,
Channel
she
19.
was great.
A little going away present. Good for her.
Wait, going away.
Well, she's not on this show anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we talked about that. I got her to do one last WMMS.
Uh-huh.
That was nice, and she was a little shocked at some of the content that we brought up. Found out what her fursona would be.
Her first what?
Her fursona, because we were talking about furries.
Oh, Fursona. I thought you
Mhm.
said First Sona. I'm
No.
like, I don't know what that is. Fursona. Okay.
yeah.
Because she's like from Appalachia or something, isn't she? She's from Virginia.
She's from
or-
Virginia.
Yeah.
She's from Virginia. Went to Tennessee for college. Then did her master's or what in
Meteorology.
Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's in
Yeah, she's
Cleveland.
good.
She's
Yeah,
great, and
she's
she's
cute,
funny,
she's good.
and
Yeah.
it was a great episode.
That's why people should embrace people, and I'm not speaking for myself because you have, even if I don't tell you enough, Cleveland, you have embraced me, and I appreciate that. But you should embrace people that come from other places because they don't stick around long. Because Cleveland is one of those markets where, you're trying to get to bigger and bigger markets. That's just how radio and television work. And Cleveland is one of those markets where you're either on your way up or you're on your way down.
Or you hit one level and you just stay there.
Well, a lot of people do that, but what I'm saying is
me and Poundcake. Just,
well, it's
we got
usually
one job. That's what we're doing.
but it's usually more likely that the people who do that are from here.
Right.
Or they go away, then they come back. Like what's his name's kid is over at Fox 8 now. Tom Hamilton's son
Okay.
is one of the new anchors over at Fox 8. Because, you bounce around for a bit. You do like, Warsaw, Indiana, and then Fort Myers, Florida, and you want to come back home, right? And for a lot of people, that's Cleveland. But there are also a lot of great people who come from other places, and on their way up, they come to Cleveland, and then they're gone for a while. And I think Sam's going to be one of those people. I don't think she's going to, unless she really comes to love Cleveland, and that happens too. This Christmas, I'll be here 13 years. And I would have never, ever thought that I would have stayed in Cleveland for 13 years.
Also, but when you're a meteorologist, you want to be where the action is.
The weather.
And the weather here, it's interesting. It's challenging.
You get all 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm. They're getting ready to do their winter forecast.
Yep.
They haven't dropped it yet, but it's coming.
A friend of mine.
I tried to get her to do it as a Bill Squire show exclusive, but she said, why would
No,
I
I'm not
do
gonna
that?
do
That's
that.
a dumb idea.
What? No, a friend of mine who we went to college together. I went on the radio side. She went on the TV side. She was a TV meteorologist in Orlando for like 20 years. She retired and she's off TV now. But I'm like, weather in Orlando? I mean, yeah, you might get a
It's
excitement.
going to rain for 15 minutes every day.
Well, that and you get excitement if like hurricanes are coming through, right? Bolt everything down. But most of the time it's like,
But
it's going to be
Orlando-
sunny. Here's sports.
But Orlando is in the center of this.
Well, it's inland.
Yeah, it's inland.
But you're still going to get
You're gonna get
runoff
rain,
from
but
storms.
yeah, you're not getting. It's not like Miami.
You're not in Miami, no.
Yeah.
You're not in Galveston or something like that.
That's one thing I am most proud of with like my career is that it was like prime time for me to network, and I really enjoy my job here, and I love what I do, but networking is key in this business. I have a lot of good connects from all over the country.
That's
so.
smart because I was never a good networker.
Oh God, I have friends all over. Like
I just didn't. I never had a mentor in this business. I had to do everything myself. So I wasn't networking with people because I don't know.
I had a mentor, and he died.
Was it Jesus?
No, it was
Oh.
Mike Veneman. He was awesome.
But he had a heart attack, yeah.
I know he had ALS.
Oh, gee.
Mm-hmm.
But I say if I had a mentor, it would probably be you or Erica. Like you guys are my mentor, but the people that I became, I networked and didn't even mean to. I was just friendly. I was the friendly, loud gay man, and people were like, "Oh,
You were the friendly, helpful Brown.
exactly. I just was there when needed, and I listened to people. I was nice. I didn't screw anybody over in this business. And people just liked my energy, and they just gravitated towards me. People would tell me their positions. I'm like, you do what for what? I didn't even know what it was. And then this guy is like he's a head honcho at one of the really big networks in New York. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm friends with.
Listen, those are good people to get to know.
And it was like I didn't know. I think that's what they liked about it is the fact they're like, he's not gonna hurt anything. Look at him. Like
he's not gonna hurt anything.
He's not capable of destroying my career. And so they're not afraid to get close to me. They trust me. And so I like that.
Huh.
And then a lot of people I graduated with got good jobs too. Like the one girl, we talked about her. She was the one that got fired because she appeared in like a.
Oh yeah, I just saw her. She just popped on my Instagram. She was in the Adam Sandler movie, right?
Yeah, Elena Pinto.
Yeah.
I graduated with her. I have another friend that works on the Drew Barrymore show. Erica was just on Rachel Ray.
Oh yeah.
Rachel, she was on
Oh, cool.
Rachel Ray not too long ago. And then, like, just friends that are in the business. So a lot of them went to the TV side, but they respect the fact that I've been in radio for so long. Because the ones that I graduated with that went into radio, all of them are fired or quit or they just moved to like the TV side because it was more money.
Well, the TV side is definitely more glamorous. And so some people like that, right? The downside is you talk to people on TV. When I talk to friends of mine in television, they're like, I would just love to sit and just talk about whatever I want
That's
to talk
what they
about.
tell me, too.
You know, because in television,
It's more polished.
people are going to stop you in the, it's not even polished. This show's, I think, pretty polished.
The
but
time constraints really keep you from being able to do whatever you want.
Well, it's also, it's not, when you're on television, it's not about you. You know what I mean? Like, all said, this show's about me. I mean, like it or not, it's about what I find interesting. When you're on television, that's the bargain that you have made, is you're on television,
You're
right?
just a vessel for the news.
Well, no, well, but I mean, people recognize you. Trouble is, people, my friend who was on Orlando TV for 20 years, she's like, people will stop you in the grocery store and tell you they don't like your hair.
Yeah.
So that's like the other half. I'm sure Sam talked about it.
Sam was talking about how people, if they can see her knees, they're like, why should I have to look at your knees?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you, how are you so grumpy?
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are you so mad about knees?
Yep. Why are you mad about knees?
And then
Why
like,
indeed?
the moral clauses that some of these networks have where you can't like be seen with like a drink in your hand or something. Like you can't be photographed with a drink. You can't be falling down out of the club. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but you know what? Television has also gotten a lot. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore because there's a lot of anchors. I've seen them locally. I've seen them in a lot of other markets. They're in bikinis on their Instagram. I mean, these are like young news anchors.
But that's not going to hurt your credibility being in a bikini on a beach.
Yeah, it could because
to that audience.
Yeah.
Because you're considered, if they're complaining about knees, imagine you're taking a selfie. First of all, your selfie has nothing to do with the news. So it's like if you're an anchor and you're posting a photo of yourself in a thong, like I don't care, but the people who are watching you do your job,
right? Because the
are
majority
going to have a concern about it.
The majority of people still watching the news, like the local news, tend to be it skews older for the most part.
Of course,
dude, I love the news. Like
when's the last time you watched it?
Not live in a long time, but I go
depends
home.
on if there's a hot anchor. At Michael Estime, who I think split for Detroit. Poundcake, he was TV Poundcake. He looked right. He looked like you. Yeah, he was TV Poundcake.
But see, I would get that all the time, but I don't think anyone was mistaking him for me. I think I was mistaken for him all the time. Like I don't think people were calling him, "Hey, that's TV Poundcake." They would say, "Oh," they would see me and be like, "You're no Michael Estime." I'm like, "Ow, I don't add up."
Well, I could easily tell him he's no Poundcake. By the way, I did say meteorologist. If you were hoping for a meaty urologist, Dr. Ryan Berglund is going to be here tomorrow. And that's going to be very exciting. Is It Red returns to the Alan Cox Show. Dr. Ryan Berglund will be here tomorrow. I just found out Josh Wolf can't make it. But that will be, he is at Hilarities this weekend, and he is fantastic. Josh Wolf's dynamite. But Dr. Ryan Berglund will be here tomorrow. He's from the Cleveland Clinic. He is a urologist. And if you guys I've started to get email questions. If you can't listen live, you can certainly email me your questions. And then I'll try to get to them with him. But we'll take live calls, we'll take texts, all of it. If you got weird stuff, guys, going on down there, hopefully he can help. He hasn't been here since February of 2020. And so he makes his triumphant return tomorrow on the show. So be thinking about that. You know, maybe you got a weird bubble. Maybe you got a drip. I don't know. Maybe you can't knock your wife up. You know, those are the they don't all have to be gross questions. He's helped a lot of people. We've had people call during that segment and say, "You saved my life, doc." That kind of thing. Somebody reminded me of Catherine Bosley over at Channel 19. She was that anchor that was there for a long time and went viral because she was dancing on a bar with her top off.
Oh
yeah.
Many years ago. Remember Catherine Bosley? Remember Sharon Reed got naked for some art bit, but it was she was smart. She's trying to get people to pay attention and watch the show.
Still.
And, so there are things like that will,
I guess it
might
depends on your
jam you up along the way. But it's weird how many younger people in television you'll see because it's a social media age.
Well, remember when those, I think it was out in Toledo, I knew one of the girls, Allie Bradley, they fired like 4 or 5 people because they were playing Cards Against Humanity on Christmas.
Really?
In the office, Look, they're like, because they were the only people that had to work, because they were like the lowest people on the totem pole there.
Right.
And they were just killing time playing Cards Against Humanity, and they fired them because like the audience got word or whatever. I don't know.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Where is she now?
I want to say Texas.
Oh. All right, well, there you go.
Let me see.
Okay, I'm going to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192. AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch live, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7